Doubt. That's a big stopper for a lot of us. And it's something that is a real killer because it leads to fear. It leads to beating ourselves up. But what is doubt? It's a sound that's in our head. It's just a freaking sound. And if you just take two people that have the same goal, and one person has no doubt, they just are dauntless. They move forward without hesitation. They're just in courageousness. And they achieve. Whereas the other person who doesn't have any knowledge different than the other person who achieves a thing, but they're sitting in doubt that stops them, that's the only difference, is that they're listening to their mind. And we all have doubt. We have doubts sometimes that are really big. Like we want to do something that's really epic with our lives, but we feel like we can't do it. And like I said, it then spawns up fear. Like, well, gee, I have doubt, and if I do it, then, I might just fall flat on my face. I might lose and really hurt myself. And then we sit there, we do nothing. And then out of that doubt comes beating ourselves up. And then before we know it, we're really in a deep funk about the whole thing. And sometimes we have doubt that's just subtle. We don't even realize it's there. But we find ourselves not taking action. We procrastinate, or we escape our feelings. And a lot of that is just because of this sound that's in our head called doubt. So take a look at something that you're doubting in your life right now. Something that you would like to do. Maybe it's a goal that you have. Maybe it's to really have financial freedom in your life once and for all. Maybe you're ready to stop working, stop the 9 to 5. But you have doubts about it. Well, I'm not smart enough. I don't know what to do. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the resources to do what I really want to do. Well, look, it's up to you. If you just continue listening to that sound in your head that says you can't, well, fine. So you get to be right. Now, how great is that? But you do have a choice. You can decide, well, look, it's just a sound in my head. What if I let that sound go? What would be possible if I let that sound go? What would I discover about me if I let that sound go? Now, if you discover something that's totally amazing, would it be worth letting that sound in your head go? And after all, it's just a sound, isn't it? So take a look. What are you doubting in your life right now? Now, notice when you think about that doubt. Notice if you have a contraction right now in your stomach or your chest. Kind of like a gripping feeling, a tightness. And that's your body letting you know that you're fighting with that doubt. And it's a lacking feeling that you're holding on to. And it's just your body letting you be aware of that negativity that you're holding on. And it's like ringing a doorbell, that contraction. And now just answer that doorbell by opening up a door. Open up that door right in front of that contraction right now. Open up that imaginary door and allow that energy just to move right on out the door. Just try it out. Allow it to move on through, right on out the door. And it's just energy there. That's all it is. Just open up and let that energy go right on out the door, even more. And 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 even more. Now, it might be moving through slowly. It might be a little bit stubborn. Maybe, just a little bit is eking out. Or a lot could be moving out. Either way, just keep that door open. A little or a lot. Just let it move on through right now. It's just energy. It's not good. It's not bad. Just let that energy pass through. Just imagine it leaving and watch it leave. And more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And notice how you feel. See if it feels a little bit lighter, less contracted, less tight. All right? Now, can you see also you've been asking your mind, well, how do I do this thing? You're asking the very thing that's telling you to doubt yourself how to do it. How crazy is that? And can you see that you've basically been unhappy with yourself, disapproving of yourself because of this doubt, because you can't, or so that sound in your head says. But who's disapproving of yourself? Who's doing that? It's not your mind that's doing that. You're doing that. Which means you're in charge. And you can make a decision. It's up to you. Take responsibility now. Make a decision. I'm going to be positive and love myself. Or I'm going to be negative and beat myself up. And what do you decide? All right, so it's just a simple decision. Could you let go disapproving of yourself? Even if you can't, even if that doubt is true, does it help you to beat yourself up on top of that? Is that going to get you positive in any way, shape, or form? And again, who's doing it? So could you let go of disapproving of yourself? And could you let go disapproving of yourself even more? And could you let go disapproving of yourself even more? And even more. 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 And take a check. See if it feels lighter now. See, you're unloading a bunch of negativity. And you're in charge. And since you're in charge, could you give yourself some approval? Since that's a smart thing to do. And could you give yourself some more approval? And again, even if those doubts are true, even if that what your mind is telling you is true, could you decide to be happy anyway? Now, how powerful is that decision? It's about the most empowering decision that you can make at any time. To love yourself right now despite anything that's going on in your life. Could you give yourself some approval? And could you give yourself even more approval? And could you give yourself even more approval? And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And notice how you feel. You see, getting positive is totally up to you. It's not up to your mind. It's not up to circumstances in the world. It's not up to what you can or cannot do. It's your decision. Now, in this place, where you decide to be positive, is there any room for doubt in here with your decision to be positive? And do you reckon, when you decide to be positive, not just this moment, but every moment, moment by moment, what do you think would happen in your life? What do you think would unfold and open up for you? Now you know this. You've been positive, and you've seen the results of that. When you're not in your mind, and you're just clear, and you're focused, and you're just open, and you're happy doing what you're doing, everything just turns out brilliantly. You just get out of the way and allow it to happen. You don't even have to ask your mind how to do it. You don't have to ask your mind for permission. But you got to get to the place where you're doing this consistently. Not just a little bit here and there, just like a little light bulb. Oh yeah, that's good. And then the next minute, go back to doubting yourself. I know it's easy because it's a habit. We've been doing it our whole life, doubting ourselves. Ever since we're little kids. We want to do this, want to do that. But the thing is that when we're little kids, what do our parents say? And they don't mean to be, negative, or they don't mean to be mean-spirited towards us, but what do they say a lot of the times when we want to do things and we want to explore and expand our horizons? They say, no, don't do that. No, stop that, right? So we hear no going around all over the place. I think somebody did a research on it, and they reckon that parents tell their children no like 80 times a day. And when you hear no, that gets recorded into your mind, and it plays back to you. That's a big source of a lot of the doubt. So there's a strong habit and negative momentum that's going on in the mind. But as you have proven to yourself here, you can get bigger than that. You can get clear. You can get in touch with that part of you that is totally unlimited. But you gotta step up and do it. So join us. There's an opportunity for you to really take a big chunk of this negative momentum out. Just totally knock it out for 9 days. We have an amazing 9-day retreat in Holland called the Leicester's Way Retreat. It's the only 9-day retreat that we do around the year. And it is absolutely amazing. For 9 days, what you're going to do is just unload all of these negative recordings, all of this stuff that doesn't serve you, that's been holding you down, that's been robbing you of your happiness, keeping you worried, keeping you uptight, keeping you in lack. So if you want to, just let it go and really let a big chunk of it go. You can do that when you join us in Holland. So click the button below and sign up. It's happening this summer, and it is really an epic event. You're going to absolutely love it. So click the button below and join us, and we look forward to being with you.